How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash the hell out of that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, we're gonna talk Artur Beterbiev this morning, you guys. And wow, man, if you guys want to donate to my Cash App, it's Corey Lee Boxing. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, man, Artur Beterbiev is really the number one light heavyweight in the world right now, you guys. I know a lot of people, are probably thinking like, wow, man, this guy, is he that good? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Artur Beterbiev is really that good. He's a high quality, high class type of fighter. He's had so many, countless amateur fights. I believe he's had even more amateur bouts than Bivol has had. Very, very, very more harder puncher than a lot more harder puncher than Bivol is, in my opinion. If you think you got hurt by Canelo coming up from 147 pounds, what the fuck do you think Beterbiev is gonna do to you, dude? Like this dude's coming from cruiserweight. He's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different ball game within itself, man. A guy coming down from cruiserweight, okay, to fight somebody at light heavyweight. It's almost like a catch weight for him. But he makes the weight. From what I see, he makes the weight. I'm not sure he makes the weight good or not, but I know he makes the weight. This dude's ripped to shreds, man. I don't even think you can put any more amount of muscle on this guy. You know what I mean? Like this guy's ripped. His conditioning is always good with Mark Ramsey out there. He trains with, the likes of David Lemieux and the likes of other fighters like that. Jose Diaz, what's going on, man? He says Canelo is over. Wow, man. What an upset, man. Bivol took the titles from Canelo Alvarez. I know he probably didn't think he was going to do that to him. Yes, Bivol came through, and yes, he did it on Cinco de Mayo. Smash that like button, you guys, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. This is Corey Lee Boxing, your number one boxing source. So yeah, man. Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Artur Beterbiev, in my eyes, in my opinion, is the best light heavyweight because he can switch style. He can adapt to your style. You know, like I've seen this guy go, mix it up. He goes, body, head attack. He can switch it up. A lot of guys, at those heavier weight classes, are not as nimble as I feel like Artur Beterbiev is on his feet. Um, he's knocked guys out. I mean, cold. I mean, the guy's knockout highlight reel is insane. The guy's been knocking guys out ruthlessly, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen his knockouts, but he's always showcasing, you know, knockout real, knockout real power. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, it's another thing to get a stoppage by a referee, and the referee waves his hand as if to say, this fighter will not take any more damage. I will not allow this fighter to take any more damage. Artur Beterbiev is a different monster, okay? He takes your confidence away from you, okay? By these thudding punches. And he does not, I repeat, he does not rely on the judges' scorecards, you guys, okay? He's been in 17 professional fights, you guys. Artur Beterbiev has been in 17, yes, only 17 professional fights, you guys. And guess what? Out of those 17 professional fights, you want to know how many guys he's knocked out? He's knocked out every last one of them, okay? This guy is a monster. Okay, I don't understand why people look over him. He fucking gave the WBC champion Voskov, at the time, okay, he not only knocked him down, okay, he made him retire after this fight, okay? This fight right here, okay, the picture that you see right there, okay, is the WBC champion getting punished respectfully ice season. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully ice season. You see it right here for your own two eyes, you guys. Artur Beterbiev has iced the champion, Vostik, okay? Not only did he ice him, he retired him, okay? There's a different level of power. Vostik never said in none of the interviews, nothing leading up into this fight, that he was going to retire. Nothing pointed in the direction of Vostik retiring, okay? Okay? Artur Beterbiev's power made Vostik retire. Okay? He not only retired inside the ring, he retired outside of the ring, you guys. More importantly, he had brain. I want to word this correctly, and I want to be respectful to Vostik. He's a very, very, very good. What's going to happen in this fight? I called it. You guys can go look at my breakdowns. I called it. I knew he was going to ice Vostik. I knew Beterbiev was going to ice Vostik, okay? And not only that, shout out to everybody in the chat. Crypto Colors in the chat. Smash that like button. Let's go. Let me read the chat, you guys. You guys are getting it in early, man. But I'm going to start burning, man. And once I get to burning, man, it's a smoke session. Jose Diaz says that Russian dude, he's really strong. He would knock out Canelo. Dude, if Bival's talking about Canelo hitting it, a guy that moved up in Canelo from has power at 175, what the fuck do you think Beterbiev is going to do? A lifetime light heavyweight that fought at cruiserweight in the amateurs, okay? And won gold in some tournaments at cruiserweight. So I don't want to hear Bivol complaining about getting hit by Canelo. You haven't even gotten hit by Beterbiev, the real champion in your division, And I'm just calling a spade a spade. That's what we do here on Corey Lee's Boxing, Smash that like button. Let's get these likes up. My boy Crypto Color says, what's up, my boy? What's going on, man? We got Jose Diaz and Crypto Colors, man. Crypto Colors in the chat. He says Canelo needs to come down on weight. Remember what happened to Roy Jones? Even Mayweather never crossed that line. You feel me? Wow. I do feel you, Crypto Colors. I do. They make weight classes for a reason. Okay, you guys? You guys got to understand, they're not making weight classes, just for the fun of it, man. They have weight classes implemented for your safety, okay? I seen Canelo partying after the fight, after he lost and took a horrible loss to Bivol, okay? Let me tell you something, man. If Canelo Alvarez were to fight Artur Beterbiev next, he will not, I repeat, he will not be partying after the fucking fight. Are you kidding me? This dude fucking Artur Beterbiev hits like a mule. I mean, this dude is coming in for pure destruction. Artur Beterbiev is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button. Penny, what's happening? What's going on, Penny? Shout out to New Zealand in the building. What's happening, Penny? He says, banger. Yeah, man, no doubt. He says, Canelo thought he was Pacquiao. Yeah, man, Canelo thought he was some other shit, but he really wasn't shit Saturday night. I'm just being honest. Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter, but Saturday night at 175 pounds, please, man, please. You can't just keep walking around weight classes because eventually you're going to get stung. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Canelo Alvarez didn't even get stung Saturday night. That was a mosquito bite. That wasn't a, if he fights Artur Beterbiev, he's going to get stung. You hear what I'm saying? There's a difference. Canelo Alvarez got pinched by a fucking mosquito in Bivol with less power than Artur Beterbiev, okay? May I repeat, okay? Artur Beterbiev retired. Bostic made him retire and then retire on the outside, okay? He had brain hemorrhaging in his brain from massive shots from Artur Beterbiev. And I really think you guys have to understand, everybody has a plan until they get hit, This dude, Penny, is still talking about the vegan diet in the chat, man. I love it. Penny says Canelo thought that he was Pacquiao. Yeah, but no. Crypto Colors in the chat says Canelo is doomed. He cannot run no more. He goes down in weight. He's going to bump heads with Earl. LOL. Wow, man. Smash that like button, you guys. Let's definitely get these likes up. So you're saying that Canelo Alvarez is doomed, and you think he could possibly be food for Earl Spence now? Wow, man. Has Crypto Colors let the cat out of the bag or what? Wow, man. So not only do you guys think that Canelo is food at 175 pounds, which I personally don't think he has no business being at 175 pounds. You beat Kovalev, I give you that. But Kovalev drinks vodka instead of Gatorade. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. It's too fucking early out here in the United States on the East Coast to be talking that bullshit right now. You cannot compare a Sergey Kovalev in 2021, okay, to an Artur Beterbiev in 2021. Two totally different fighters. Artur Beterbiev would have retired Kovalev. He would never fight again, I promise you. And I'm not even trying to speak nothing bad about Kovalev, but I'm just saying the power, the pure power, and the skill. I'm talking about power, you guys, but I haven't even got to the skill set of Artur Beterbiev yet, man. I haven't even got to the skill set. This dude's had over 400 amateur fights. Come on, man. 400. Yeah. And won like 90% of them. 95%. Okay? Let me go to the chat, man. You guys are heating up in the chat. I'm heating up on this burn session. Little Penny in the chat says Canelo has to go back to the tacos. Wow. So you're saying Canelo has to go back to the tacos right now. That's what you're saying, you guys. That's what you guys are saying. You're saying right now that, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. This Canelo versus Bivol, the Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. It's one of those things that, the rematch could possibly be the same outcome, man. I'm just being honest. And the Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol fight, the rematch could be the same outcome, man. I'm just being honest with you guys, man. I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. Let me go to this chat. Crypto Colors in the chat says Canelo is doomed. Yeah, I read that one. And then Penny says ditch. Penny in the chat is saying ditch. Penny in the chat is saying ditch the vegan diet. Okay, so he's saying ditch the vegan diet. I mean, I understand that, but and like we said again, Penny. Let me bring Penny on, man. If Penny can talk right now, let's go ahead and talk. Because you're bringing up some good points, Penny. I think, bringing up, I think ditching the vegan diet would be beneficial for Canelo. And, and maybe he'll get some of his power back, you guys. Because right now, he's got no power, I mean, he's got some power, but he doesn't have enough power to knock out this Bivol. Not from what I've seen. Not from what I've seen. I do not think, I repeat, I do not think that Canelo Alvarez has enough power to knock out Demetrius Bivol. And I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm not hating on anything. I'm just being honest. I'm calling a spade, man. I'm calling a spade. Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter, though. We're not taking anything away from Canelo Alvarez. But when you're going up against a guy like Bivol that's training to knock your fucking head off, I mean, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to prepare differently for a guy like Artur Beterbiev, And I'm pretty sure Canelo Alvarez, he was partying after the Bivol fight. He was not worried about Bivol's power, man. He was partying and turning up and fucking drinking after the Bivol fight. Canelo Alvarez was. The same guy that you guys have on your pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. And listen, I'm not saying, go in the corner and mope because you lost. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am gonna say is blown the fuck out by practically, some would say in casual's eyes, a no-name fighter in Demetrius Bivol, which I give him a lot more respect than that, But I mean, you're essentially not giving Bivol any credit right now. Bivol is not getting a whole lot of credit, man, for winning, And he's damn sure not going to get a whole lot of credit when he gets knocked out. When he gets knocked out by Beterbiev, Shout out to Beavis in the chat, man. We got the whole crew in here today, man. Smash that like button and subscribe. Can y'all please get these likes up? They fuck with my algorithm on the regular. On the regular, though. You know what I'm saying? On the regular. Crypto Color says, Archer and Better B and Earl is Canelo's in. What the hell? Little Penny in the chat says, who has Benavidez KO'd? Wow. Okay, Penny's in the chat. Shout out to, my bad. Let me go back to some of you guys is in the chat. Beavis in the chat says, boxers who go vegan get owned. Look at David Hay. That's what I'm saying. That's a prime example. And, I'm glad you brought that up, Beavis, because David Hay was one of my favorite fighters. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm not going to turn ship just because he lost. I'm not going to turn ship. I'm a lot more realer than that. I know you guys understand me a lot more better than that, But yeah, man, Artur Beterbiev deserves his credit, And Canelo Alvarez, I know I'm switching subject, but Canelo Alvarez needs to stay off the vegan. We understand that. He needs to go back to meat, And it's just the way it is, man, because, at some point, you got to look in it. You got to really, truly understand that, look, man, I'm in there with a dog, and I need all tools on deck right now. You know, shout out to Ernest Terry in the chat. He says, I'm starting to think. He says, I'm starting to think now that David David B may even stop him at 168 before Saturday. I was 50-50. Whoa. So you think David Benavidez is gonna possibly stop him? Wow, bro. Wow, man. You think he's gonna stop him? I mean, I don't. You think David Benavidez is gonna stop Canelo Alvarez, bro? I don't know, man. That's a tough sell, man. That's a tough sell, man. That is a tough sell, man. I don't think so. Do you guys think that? Canelo Alvarez could get knocked out by David Benavidez? I mean, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I'm just saying, like, why do you think that's gonna happen? Shout out to Penny in the chat. He says, Canelo is still the undisputed champion at 168, and that was a lineal champion at 160. And you guys, I don't know if you guys have heard lately, but they're saying that this Bivol rematch might go down at this Bivol rematch might go down at 168 pounds, you guys. You know, it just might, man. It really just might, man. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. To be honest, because the more and more I think about it, Canelo Alvarez did not look good on Saturday night, man. He did not, man. Shout out to Jose in the chat. Shout out to Penny. Let me go to the chat. Crypto Colors says, sorry if I'm a little slow in the chat, you guys. Beavis in the chat says Spence is same age as Canelo. He ain't beating Canelo. Get real. Yeah, that's crazy. Crypto Color says Canelo's losing boxers smell blood in the water. Wow. Wow. So y'all feel like Canelo Alvarez is like dog food right now. That's what you guys are saying. That's pretty much how you fucking on the street. Hello? Penny, I can't hear him. All right, y'all. I'm back, man. I am busy. All right, I'm back, y'all. Man, I don't know what the hell is going on. Penny, if you can hear me, come back. Beavis in the chat says AJ went vegan for a while, lost to Ruiz. Oh, he did? Oh, that's a good fucking statement, Beavis. If that's true, man. He went vegan. AJ went vegan. Penny, what's up, man?
Hey man, what's up?
Hey, I can hear you now. Yes, man. It finally works, man. I don't know what the hell was going on with the with your Wi-Fi connection, man. But I'm glad you're back, man. Um, wow, man. So much to talk about this morning, man. So much went down this weekend, Penny. Wow. How do you take it all in, man? I haven't even talked to you since Friday, man. How do you take this all in, Penny?
Hey,
Wow.
first of all, AJ is not on vegan. That was just a rumor.
Okay, let's clarify that. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Bro, he's Nigerians, man. Nigerians they don't eat vegetables. They eat meat.
Yeah, they eat meat. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Sometimes
come on
raw,
now.
raw. Anyways,
I don't
hey
know many Nigerians that are vegan. I'm not saying that they're not, but yeah.
I don't know any. I don't know any. I work with two at work, and yeah, they're definitely not vegan. Hey, you know, I think a lot of people have counted Canelo out. Like, I hear like, oh, now he can be beaten at 168. Dude, like, it's not like Bivol annihilated him. And he took his punches too, and Bivol never really hurt him. Like, he wobbled him. I
Yeah,
don't think he even wobbled him. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I think with Canelo, he probably needed to maybe up the ante a little bit or improve his volume. He could have had that fight a draw. So I think that knowing Canelo, that he's got that machismo in him. He probably wants to redeem himself. I think he'll take that rematch at 175, man. And I'm going. I did bet, not bet, but I did think that Canelo would win by unanimous decision, but obviously he lost. But I did score it for Bivol 9-3, 8-4 at best. But in the rematch, I'm again going for Canelo. I'm hoping that he'll figure him out. Reynoso and Canelo will go back to the drawing board and figure it out. And he just needs to make a couple adjustments here and there. No need to like reinvent himself like Barrera did late in his career, which was to his benefit. I think he should just stick to what he has. Just maybe come in a little bit lighter, have more speed instead of 174.4. Come in at, I don't know, 172 or something like that. Yeah. So I don't think they've got anything to worry about. Rematch September, bring that on. Then December, take care of Golovkin at 168. Hey, Corey, can you hear me? Corey. Corey?
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. My bad. Technical. Crypto Colors in the chat says Canelo has no power in 175 pounds. Nothing he could do. Wow, man. So you're saying there's nothing he could have did. Crypto Colors in the chat says, yo, Corey, Tank and Shakur talking smack to each other. Nah. Now, what you think about that fight? He says, should Shakur wait to 2 more years or fight Tank now? I don't think he's ready for Tank now, man. Come on now. We're going to be honest with ourselves. I don't think he's ready for Tank. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I do not think he's ready for Tank. Tank's a different animal. Let's try this again, man. Penny, let's try this again, man. I'm parked now. I was on the road, man. I'm parked now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, dude. Just
All right.
just to copy. In the words of Beebs Industries, man, I was dropping gems, dude, but we got cut off.
Yo, I know. I was like, man, Penny is really burning right now, man. He is
And then,
really on fire right
and
now.
that I know we got cut off. I
But
completely
yo,
forgot what I
I'm
said.
stationary. I'm stationary now, man. There's gonna be no more fuck ups. Me and Penny are gonna burn. Wow, man. I mean, we're gonna get it in right now, man. Shout out to Huntsville in the chat. Who is this? Let's check him out. Huntsville Al. Shout out to Huntsville Al. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I'm the one who made the comment about Benavidez at 168.
Okay, Penny. Penny said he wasn't feeling that, man. So, what do you want us to call you, buddy? I'm Corey Lee, and that's Penny. What do you want us to call you?
Ernest, man.
Ernest? Okay, Ernest,
Yeah,
man. I'm
yeah.
Corey, and that's Penny. So what
Hey,
so
man.
so what do you think? So what do you think, Ernest? Like what do you feel like, David Benavidez can do?
I mean, I'm from the old school. I'm 60 years old. I think size matters. I do.
Okay.
And I thought it mattered Saturday night. Things he normally gets away with at 168 and 160, he couldn't get away with at 175, and he won't get away with it in September if he takes a rematch. It's going to be the same thing, maybe a lot easier. I mean, I just you get to a wall where you keep moving up. You keep moving up. And
But
eventually,
Ernest, it's not like he hit a wall. He just fought a better guy who had a better game plan. I
that's the
think
Wow.
wall. That's the wall.
But,
That's
but
the
dude,
wall. That's
but
the
dude, he
wall.
can come back in the, but dude, he can come back in the rematch and like make a few adjustments.
So
You know,
can his opponent.
yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's true. Like, it's kind of like when Pacquiao fought Bradley, he kind of like struggled in the first fight, even though I thought Pacquiao won. But in the rematch, you could tell that he adjusted to his size. Bradley is bigger than Pacquiao, and he adjusted to his
Yeah.
size and speed, and then they ended up winning convincingly this time in the rematch. So
Okay,
and Canelo
but
is that guy.
but hear me out.
Yeah.
In the history of boxing,
Hmm.
when people fight for the first time and there's no dispute in the first outcome and they have a rematch, what normally happens in the second outcome? Normally,
This same thing.
case closed.
Yo, yo, Ernest has come in here and take over, Penny. Come on, this dude is on a roll right
I'm
now.
just saying you have to you have how big is
Yeah,
Canelo? How big is Canelo?
he's a small guy. He's coming from 147, man. He's got a
I'm,
good
I'm,
point. He's
I'm
coming
talking
from
about how tall is he?
147.
How tall is he?
He's
What is
about
he?
5'7", 5'8", maybe.
Well, what is his reach?
Let me
What is
pull that
his,
up right now. Let's pull that up right now while we're on this subject. Let's pull that up.
this a good man beats a good little man.
Yeah, I think Bivol's got a 74-inch reach,
Okay, so
right?
you're feeling Bivol, yeah, Bivol's reach is really good. Canelo Alvarez's reach is 70 inches, and he's
Okay.
5'8". They got him listed at 5'8".
Okay.
So he's
You're
got
gonna
a
get the same.
75. He's got a Canelo Alvarez is.
Here's
And it's
Go
sorry,
ahead.
just going back to the theory, right?
okay.
I remember when Miguel Cotto fought Margarito the first time. In fact, he got knocked out in that first fight, right? And then
Okay.
in a rematch, Cotto stopped him. So it's like it's not like, and Canelo is that guy, I think, that who's a pound for pound fighter who can make adjustments, like what he did against Gennady Golovkin, because I thought he lost that first fight, and then in the second fight he made some adjustments. He was the one that was coming forward. He was pushing Canelo, Triple G back, and it was Triple G that was on the back foot. So I'm not saying that's what he's going to do with Bivol. I'm sure, Renault.
If you're saying that's not what he's going to do with Evolve, why are you bringing this example up?
No. What I'm saying is, Golovkin and
Whoa.
Bivol are two different fighters.
You're bringing up an example that you say the same thing won't happen. So why bring up the example?
No. What I'm saying is, Triple G and Bivol are two different fighters. Like, I don't know if he moves Bivol backwards, I don't know if that will work because Bivol's such a great counterpuncher. Triple G isn't. So look, I don't know. I'm not a trainer, and I've never boxed before, so
But
I don't
you
know.
just made your case for why Canelo's going to lose again in September if he takes the rematch. We saw the blueprint Saturday night. I think a lot of us are speaking with our Canelo heart and not our head.
Mm-hmm.
That we saw the blueprint for what can happen when size matters. And that's
let me jump in real quick. Because I really gotta burn. But I want to tell both of you guys this Canelo loss, and I'm being honest with you guys. You guys can go back and date all of my videos and see exactly what I've been talking about, which some people listen, some people don't. But my breakdown is I really feel like that this could have happened a lot sooner. Here's why. Okay. Canelo Alvarez was losing on the scorecards in the Kovalev fight, okay? If he didn't get that knockout, he would have lost the Kovalev fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's example number one. Example number two, that this was bound to happen eventually, okay? Because let me tell you something. All of these guys that he's fighting, all of them are not going to fall. That's just a fact. You're not going to be able to knock out every guy. And when Canelo Alvarez doesn't knock out every opponent like we've seen lately, sometimes, not as lately, he fought Amir Khan, he fought a couple other guys, and, in the last 5 years. And he's been knocking, a couple of them out, like Liam Smith and, the Smith brothers and, stuff like that. So that caliber of guys. So I just feel like, with him fighting, with him fighting Kovalev and having to get that knockout, you know what I mean, to win that fight, he got it. Same with Caleb Plant right after the Kovalev fight, okay? I think he was losing that fight. But, hey, some will say no. But I'm just saying, I thought he was losing that fight. Hold on. I just think he was losing that fight, and he got the knockout late in that fight, okay? How many times are you going to bank on getting a late knockout? Bivol wasn't falling for it. I'm sorry. And I don't think he's going to fall for it in the second fight.
Yeah, Corey, I think that's the mistake that he made. Like, because Corey, I could tell, like, in the first 4 rounds, he was offloading his load. Like, the terminology that Mayweather uses, like, like he was throwing his shot too early. Like, I feel like he was throwing heavy shots to the point where in the second half of the fight, he ran out of energy. Like, dude, like, take your time. Do what you did against Caleb Plant. Like, take your time. Try not to, like, knock this guy out. Because this guy is a legit 175. I got a feeling that maybe he underestimated him. Like,
no.
He
didn't underestimate him.
Okay, here we go.
What he did, he lost to a better, bigger fighter. If he tries something different in camp for the rematch, he's going to lose again to a better, bigger fighter.
Well, let me ask Penny this though, Ernest. While you on that point, Penny, do you think that Canelo Alvarez can win this rematch? Be honest with yourself and be honest with us. And I really want to know if you have a different opinion, let us know and let us know why.
Yeah, I do because Canelo it's a little bit too. He's not like he's just not he's not like a he's not just a puncher. He can box as well, and I feel like I feel like he can redeem himself. Kind of like, hey, remember when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Duran and he got outboxed by Duran, and then in the second fight, he stopped Duran.
Back.
So it's not like it's not like no one has done this before.
Right. But let's go to.
But that's hard. But Penny, that's hard to gauge. Hold on, but Penny, that's hard to gauge Sugar Ray Leonard's hunger and losing that. Hold on, and losing that first Durant fight. I'm almost positive. Sugar Ray Leonard, after losing to Durant, did not go out partying and get drunk. Okay, and it almost looked like Canelo celebrated that he lost to Bivol. You know, I seen all the videos, I seen all the pictures. He was enjoying himself. I'm not saying that don't enjoy yourself, but how is Canelo taking this L?
Hey man, when you play golf, dude, that's not
like
part of it.
Taking it seriously.
Walking like 10 kilometers. Come on, man.
Let's go to the Sugar Ray fight. Let's go to that first Durant fight. First of all,
and the one thing I wanted to say, I don't mean to cut you off, Ernest. The one thing I was trying to say before Penny said something is because you don't know the hunger that Sugar Ray Leonard had compared to the hunger that Canelo Alvarez is gonna have in the rematch. We just don't know, you know. But go ahead, Ernest.
Sugar Ray Leonard fought Durant's fight from round one. Keep in mind, back in the days, there was 15-round fights. So Sugar Ray Leonard went 15 rounds with Roberto Duran, who was a mauler. And even though Duran was the one who went up in weight to 147 and take Sugar Ray's title, he pretty much told everybody before the fight, I may not fight my fight. I might just show y'all that I can stick in there and slug it out with him. Canelo did not say he was going to fight Bivol's fight. Canelo fought the way Canelo fights, and Canelo lost. Now, in the Sugar Ray rematch with Duran, Sugar Ray fought Sugar Ray fight, and then you get no mas. Okay, Canelo is not going to get a no mas from Bivol in September. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's not impossible. Like Canelo, if you had to pick who can make an adjustment in the rematch, there would be a couple of people that you could pick. Like Crawford can probably do it, and I would put Canelo in that category as well. Like he's not like Canelo is not.
You saying if he makes adjustments and start jabbing, if he tries to jab with Bivol, he's gonna get embarrassed, man. I mean, come on. Let's just keep it real. You can't jab the jabber. Come on.
No. What I'm saying is maybe instead of like throwing like hard punches like straight away where you run out of energy, maybe like do it gradually. And also, I didn't like the weight that he was on. He was on at 174.4. To the point where, like, he's now heavy. He's not as quick. Whereas if, say, he's working at maybe 172, maybe he can gain that quickness back. Like, I didn't like that at all. Like, he's even though I thought he looked ripped in a way.
Right, but he goes in at 172. Those Bivol punches might hurt more. You have to look at it that way. See, let's go back to Sugar Ray and Thomas Hearns. Thomas Hearns came in light for the first fight. Instead of coming in at 147, as big as Thomas came in at 144. Okay. When Sugar Ray started pounding, on him, those punches hurt more. My point is that Canelo needs to get out of 175.
Nah.
I can see. Oh wow, Penny, go ahead. I can't wait to hear what you got to say, bro.
You know what? Because Canelo, Mexico.
Penny, you disagree with that?
He is from Mexico. He can't walk in the streets of Guadalajara and go back to 168. That's kind of like a punk move, man. He has to go.
It's a bit. Let me explain to you guys, and I'm so glad you brought up the weight class, Ernest. Because I really want to talk about, Canelo Alvarez. They're already. Let me explain myself real quick. They're already putting the play in motion. I feel because I'm already hearing rumblings about this. And they already asked Bivol, and he said he can possibly make 168. So the writing's on the wall. Okay, I think that this fight goes. If Canelo loses, I think in the contract that Bivol has to fight him at 168. For all the belts. And mind you, Bivol probably would, probably would take that because he's fighting for a legacy too. I mean, could you imagine Bivol beating Canelo at 175 for what, the WBA belt, and then coming down to 168 and becoming undisputed just like that in 2 fights? That's unheard of.
Okay,
In
dude,
under 20 fights.
But Corey, he's not gonna do that.
Bivol, what is Bivol? 19-0?
Yeah, but the dude, Bivol, he's gonna disadvantage himself. He's not gonna do that. Like, why would he do that? Like,
currently 168 won't happen. That fight won't happen at 168.
He's got leverage now.
I'm telling you guys, man.
I know.
Really, how much leverage does Bivol have when he already signed half of the contract? They signed that in the first fight. I'm being honest with you guys.
Not at 168, they did.
Correct.
No, I'm not saying that the fight is contracted at 168, but Bivol has pretty much all but signed all of his in the first fight because it's already a rematch and they're going to do the same thing.
Brother, it won't
happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that it's a possibility, you guys. I'm just saying that if it do happen, you heard it here first.
Yeah, Corey, I think the only way that's going to happen is, remember in the post-fight press conference, and he said it's right in front of Eddie Hearn. He said that we want to renegotiate the numbers for the rematch, kind of like what Andy Ruiz did to AJ, right? So he wants to get paid more. So in the first fight, I think he got paid $2 million. In the second fight, in the original contract, it's probably $4 million, right? Because I'm just guessing, you double. He probably doesn't want $4 million. He probably wants $8 million, right? And for Canelo to accept that, because now Canelo has to give him an extra $4 million.
Right.
Canelo will probably say, okay, you got 2 choices. We fight at 175 again at the original contract at $4 million, or if you want $8 million, we'll go back to 168, and you have to disadvantage yourself. Maybe that.
I think guys were wishing on a Canelo star. Bivol is not going to 168. I go to 168.
I agree.
Canelo is not, if they fight match in September. We're wishing on a Canelo star. It's not going to happen. Get out of 175. Get out of 175. Get out of 175.
I think Canelo is one of these. He's like cut in the same cloth as like Pacquiao. Like, when Pacquiao had those close fights with Marquez, Pacquiao gave him 3 fights, 3 rematches. You know why? Because everyone thought because he couldn't walk in the streets of Manila and look at everyone and say, hey, I won against that guy. Same thing with Canelo. He will take that rematch at 175 against Bivol because he's got that warrior mentality in him. He's not going to go to 168, man. That's a punk move against Bivol.
It's a punk move.
He may do that, but not against Bivol.
Check this out. Canelo right now.
Ernest ready to break it down.
Yeah, let's check this out. Canelo right now is really in. He has a fork in the road, right? He has a fork in the road because if he goes to,
this is huge. Let me just say this one thing, Ernest. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm just so glad that we're talking about this right now, you guys, because Canelo Alvarez is our number 1 star in boxing. But go ahead, Ernest. I mean, this is huge. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this enough. Yeah, this is huge.
It's amazing what a loss does for a superstar.
Man, I'm not lying, man. I'm not lying, man.
The fork in the road is that you can't back-to-back losses. If you go to 75, if you stay at 175 for the rematch, there's a high probability, even in Vegas, you won't be the favorite at 175. You have a risk of losing back to back.
You don't think hold on, Ernest. Let me get this right. Hold on. You're telling me right now that if Canelo Alvarez has the rematch at 175 with Bivol, he will not be the favorite for the first time probably since Mayweather? Is that what you're telling me?
I believe that's correct. Okay.
Wow, Penny, you hear this? Wow.
With that
Yeah,
said,
I think he will be. Bivol will be the favorite for the
okay,
rematch.
let me get to my point though. Let me get to my point. I don't want to get. Okay, there's a risk that you could lose again to the same guy. Okay, so in your mind, I may not want to take that fight. Maybe I want to just the Punk and go back to 168 and reign at 168. Well, you do have to deal with Benavidez eventually in the next two fights if you go back to 168. Okay, so you really don't want to do that because there's a high risk that you could lose that fight. Your best bet in September will probably be to take the Triple G fight in September at 168.
Wow. So you're saying that he needs to take the Triple G fight?
168. Triple G at 168.
Wow, Penny, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, from a business standpoint, it might be a good idea because if you lose twice in a row, your pay-per-views instead of being like 1 million, it might be at 750 now. But you know what? Canelo, like I was saying before, Canelo is cut from the same cloth as like Pacquiao and like Duran. They're gonna risk that, dude, because they've got that warrior mentality. They're gonna go back to that. Like, why do you think Pacquiao, who is a puncher, his worst enemies are those fighters who are like counter punchers, like Marquez and Bradley, and he gave Marquez 4 fights. He gave Bradley 3 fights. You know what I mean? So because the first fight against Marquez was close, so he had to get that rematch, right? And also, by the way, just going back to that, Pacquiao actually offered him the rematch, and Marquez reneged because he wanted a belt. But anyway, he gave him a rematch anyway, like a couple of years later, right? Because he really wanted to get that like thorn out of his head, right? Same thing with Canelo, man. He can't sleep at night knowing that he got beaten by Bivol, and I think he probably thinks that he can beat Bivol, and so do I. Like, it's not like Bivol annihilated him. Like,
Right. But Pacquiao and Duran, they weren't fighting speed jabbers like what Canelo was up against. When Pacquiao and Duran went up against speed jabbers, Thomas Hearns, Ray Leonard, even the last guy Pacquiao fought back in August, they lost. And Canelo's going to lose again in September if he takes the rematch.
Wow. I mean, I think right now, you guys, I think it's tough to say if Canelo Alvarez is gonna win or lose, because I'm gonna be honest right now. Canelo Alvarez, and I have said things, I've said things, but I've been respectful to Canelo. He did get to this point, Ernest and Penny. He didn't get to this point in his career because of his looks. He's a very hard worker. I respect Canelo Alvarez. He's a very hard worker, and that's why some people had him, or a lot of people had him as their number 1 pound for pound fighter. You don't just get that from your looks and the cheesemo, But let me finish my point. This is all I wanted to say about this. Okay? I have to see for my own 2 eyes, you guys. I have to see what mentality, okay? What mentality that Canelo Alvarez is bringing to the second fight, the rematch. I have to see with my own 2 eyes what type of conditioning he is in, what type of mood he's in, and the whole 9, because I want to know if Canelo Alvarez is doing everything that he can do to get this win back, okay? Because he really, really needs a win. I don't think you guys understand the magnitude of a Canelo Alvarez losing 2 fights in a row. I really don't think y'all understand it. This guy moves the needle wherever he goes. He's a top seller. There's a reason why Eddie Hearn took him on a 2-fight deal. Now that's another thing we ain't bring up, Ernest and Penny. Fucking Matchroom is not looking good right now. That's Joshua that just lost. That's Canelo that just lost. Some people say that, you know, Matchroom might go bankrupt, man. You just never know, man. I'm just being honest, you know, and with the zone. Because right now, you got your 2 major stars taking tough L's, and not knockout. These losses, you guys, are worse than a knockout loss. And here's why. Because you lost on all of the judges' scorecards in both fights. The Anthony Joshua fight that Eddie Hearn loves, Anthony Joshua, Usyk beat him like I predicted, okay? And Eddie Hearn loves Canelo Alvarez, which he lost, okay? Back-to-back L's for Eddie Hearn. And I'm not even an Eddie Hearn hater. I'm just saying Eddie Hearn has talked a lot of shit, and I want to see what his fight is going to do next, man, moving forward. You guys have this floor. Go ahead.
Corey, let me ask you this. I mean, everybody works hard when they train for a fight, right? I mean,
yeah.
Even
you work hard.
Wait a minute.
You supposed to.
Okay. I'm talking about the champs, the
say it
the
again.
top tier.
You're supposed to. Even the top tier. You supposed to. We even seen with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sometimes your focus ain't there, man. I'm just being honest.
Okay. Eric, man, listen. Okay, let me ask you this: if a gun was pointed to your head, and your house was at stake, to lose your home or to not lose your home, and you had to bet on Canelo and beat Timber, would you take?
Man, Ernest, what the fuck, dude?
No, just answer, man. Just answer. Who would you take?
You done brought out the guns and everything, bro.
Yeah. You can lose your home. You can lose your home also.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Who would you take?
If this fight is at 175 pounds.
Yes.
And Canelo Alvarez is in better shape than I seen him in at the weigh-in. Okay?
Your life is at risk.
I'm gonna make my decision on the weigh-in. The weigh-in is gonna be my final prediction. That's how I always do it, because I don't know what the fighter has been doing. So that's why the weigh-in says so much to me. And I seen Canelo was a little flabby at the weigh-in. I said that. I said he didn't look as solid as, you know, he normally does at 168 or 160. So bearing that, if he's in tip-top shape and he's ready to go, I'm picking Canelo, man. Straight up.
Okay, with your life on the line, huh?
With your life on the line, dude.
No, I asked you.
Nah, with your life on the line.
My life on the line, I'm going.
Yeah, with your life on the line. Fuck you talking about? With your life on the line.
No, I gave you an example, and you put in all these variables.
Oh, I mean, shit. A real fight, it has variables. Shit changes on the fly.
See, now you're going. Now you're.
I'm just saying though, but I mean, I see what you're saying though, man. So the same question goes for you. If there was a gun pointed to your fucking skull, and you had to give up your house or take the bullet, and the bullet is Bivol, or you give up your house as Canelo, who you taking? Who you taking?
Bivol. I just told you.
Oh, Bivol? Okay, yeah. Wow. Penny,
see, I don't have to worry about who's training.
Bivol?
Yeah, I'm taking Bivol.
Well, in that same scenario, I'm gonna go with Canelo. Because I'm willing to put my house on the line, because I think Canelo will make an adjustment because he's a good enough fighter to do that. And two, I think Las Vegas will be on his side, right? If it's close, if it's 115,
he's gonna win, Ernest.
To Canelo,
he's gonna win.
It won't be close.
If it's close, Canelo's gonna win. So you gotta put that. You gotta listen. You gotta put that into consideration, man. If the fight's close, whether you thought Bivol won or not, it's about what the fuck the judges say, Ernest. And that's always.
And why are y'all getting emotional?
I didn't see people. No, I'm just being honest. I'm an emotional guy about the sport of boxing. Penny knows that. I mean, if you keep watching my show, you'll see that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, when it comes to Canelo, man, I just really think that, you know, he has to close the gap, Ernest. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a gap right there. And I feel like, you know, Penny, I feel like, you know, right now the gap's pretty big, man. I'm being honest to everybody in the chat, and everybody that's going to rewatch this. The gap is pretty big between Canelo and Bivol right now.
He has to
do I think he can shorten that gap with a good training camp? And like Mike Tyson said, he said Canelo lost that fight, and I quote, from his jab. Canelo did not throw a jab. He didn't throw a whole lot of jabs. So Mike Tyson is saying, look, if Canelo Alvarez were to get more, you know, more output and throw more jabs, Bivol is not going to be able to do all that shit he was doing. And that's a good point. That's from Mike Tyson, the legend. Ernest, what do you got to say about that? I mean, you know, that's Mike Tyson. He's a legend.
Yeah, the legend who lost to Holyfield twice. And
But Ernest,
hey, you know, Ernest be going in, bro. Ernest be going in, bro.
You brought in Mike Tyson, I didn't.
Hey, you know, sometimes a bit accountable. You get especially if you got power behind you, right? So that you can make the other guy stagnant, and it's actually your second or your third punch is the real punch. Canelo, I don't think Canelo ever once in that fight against Bivol. He would go for the power shot.
He's laughing. He's not feeling that.
Oh man, I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore, man. This is.
What do you got to say, Ernest? What do you think about these comments?
Hey, Corey, Ernest, Russian.
Hey, Corey, some things are better left unsaid, man. I mean,
yo.
Hey, Ernest, are you Russian, bro? Are you Russian?
No, I'm a black Southerner, man.
No, I'm just joking. Which state? Which state?
I live in Alabama.
Oh, Alabama, Roll Tide. Okay, all right.
Hence the AL in his tag.
Hey, dude, Ernest, back in the days, man, the Alabama, they always had like dunkers, like Robert Ory, and like guys who could dunk, like James Hollywood Robinson. You know, guys from Alabama, like. For some reason, they always have guys who can dunk really well, like Latrell Sprewell. Another one.
I don't know anything about that. I do know about, you know, Canelo needing a fucking slam dunk in his next fight. I do know that. He's gonna fucking need a walk off.
All he needs to do is win. All he needs to do is win. He doesn't need a slam dunk. All he needs to get.
I mean, but you gotta understand. All he do. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. What all he does need is a win. But you know, the fans are gonna critique the hell out of him, and I understand your aspect too, Ernest, about him just needing to win. But in the grand scheme of things, I think for his Canelo fans and for his diehard fans out there, that he would probably just need a win, just need a unanimous decision. Win to win, you know, his like some of the diehards back. But as far as the casuals go, I feel like Canelo needs to stamp this fucking win. He needs to put his foot down, and it because if it's a close fight again, Ernest, then people are gonna still say like, yo, like the Triple G shit. That shit's still hanging over his head, and he won that fight and got a draw and won it technically on the scorecard. But I'm just saying, you see where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Triple G won the second fight though.
What do you think, Ernest, about the Triple G fight? Because Triple G is still because you know what's so crazy about this, you guys? Now Triple G has to wait even longer. So that Triple G fight might not even go down now. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Close. Okay. Close.
Triple G in 2022 is not the same Triple G.
That's what I'm. But no. But look, Ernest and Penny, there's even more another plot twist to the story. Triple G and Canelo ain't fighting in 2022, and I doubt very highly that they're gonna fight in 2023. Ernest and Penny, I'm just being honest. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we see the Triple G versus Canelo trilogy?
Yes, December.
I don't really want to see it. I really don't.
And the thing is, in my
why
head,
don't you want to see it, Ernest? But Penny, why? Let me go to you in a minute, Penny. But Ernest, why do you not want to see it? You don't feel like Triple G got robbed in one of those fights?
Yeah, man, but that's a long time ago. I mean,
yeah. Ernest is like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I think Triple G right now at 2022 rated.
Wow. Okay, you didn't like that win over Murata? You didn't think that was a good win?
I mean, who is Murata, man?
He was the Japanese the WBA. I believe they upgraded him to the super champion.
Okay.
And Gennady Golovkin beat him.
Okay, then impress me by winning all four
by
belts.
knockout. By knockout.
Impress me by winning all four belts at 160. Triple G.
He's got to fight Charlo to do that.
Okay, then fight him.
Yeah, Charlo's not
fighting. Fight him. Be undisputed at 160 like Canelo was at 168. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
For Canelo, dude.
Triple G is not going to fight Charlo or the other guy.
Now Charlo won't fight Triple G.
Shout out to Boxing Learner, you guys. Boxing Learner, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on? Everything's good with me.
Man, do you want to jump? Do you have anything to say, man? I know you want to jump in, man. You're licking your chops, man. What do you got to say, man?
Man, I got. There's so much to talk about.
I know it's so much to talk about, yo. So much.
For real, I don't know what.
Shout out to Ernest, man. He really dropped some gems today, man. I appreciate you calling in too. Just let's let Boxing Learner talk, and then you can rip it again, you guys.
Man, like I was on this show called BDA, and I was telling everybody, and even the host who's Mexican, he thought Bivol was going to win. Me and him, we both thought Bivol was going to win. And I'm like, I just don't see how Canelo can beat this guy. This guy is like, they call him basic, but he just uses the simple and effective rules of boxing to win. And he's got great feet. He got great feet. He got fast feet. And he got, not only is his feet fast, but he has good footwork. And he has good hand speed and good combinations, and he's in and out. I'm like, and that's one of the ways to beat Canelo. You gotta keep him off balance. I'm like, this is a horrible matchup. I'm like, don't Eddie Reynoso see it?
Wow.
Yeah, his footwork is really good, Bivol. I'm impressed by his footwork. Like, he kept circling Canelo. Canelo couldn't really stamp his authority because Bivol kept on moving.
Yep. And his defense was there too. And really, if you really wanted to, I think he could have went for the knockout. But I think
Bivol's not taking defense.
That's not his thing. But if he really wanted to, he could have, because he was fucking Canelo up, man. And I think Canelo should never go to 175 ever again, because I think everybody, Joe Smith, like, he even struggled with some of the guys that aren't like top 5 Ring Magazine rated, not just Bivol, in my opinion. I just think Joe Smith would knock him out. I think Beterbiev's definitely gonna knock him out. Like, just stay away from that place, man. They're just not big. They're also super skilled.
Yeah, true. Canelo's skilled too, man.
But you saw what he was doing, right? He doesn't have power like that. He has power because he's putting everything into his punches. And that's how he got tired. And plus, he don't even got great stamina. There's a lot of things from stopping Canelo from being great. He can't really throw all volume. His stamina is shit. And,
yeah, bro, I agree with you. I don't think he's like, kind of like what when Pacquiao was at 147. Pacquiao was never looking for the knockout, with the exception to the Miguel Cotto fight. I think after that, like, he really, even though he stopped Cotto, he didn't like knock him out. Like, he knocked him down twice, but he couldn't like knock him out like what he did to Hatton, because at that weight class, his power is not as strong, and that's the reason why Pacquiao never really knocked anyone out at 147, with maybe to the exception of Matisse, who was actually a 140 fighter. Same thing here with Canelo. I think he's just got to do what like Pacquiao did, just go with your speed and win on points, because these guys are big, man. Like, I don't know how much we've all rehydrated to, but that guy looked big out there in the ring. Look like a Goliath next to Canelo on fight night.
Yep. I think he might need to retire, honestly, because I was listening to this guy. He said that Canelo's got like 60 plus fights. He's been doing this since he's 15. He's got $1 million payday. Does he really want to bite down and beat these young guys? Because guys like Benavidez, they're hungry, man. They want to.
They're hungry as shit. They're hungry, man.
Bro, he's still in his prime.
Good point, boxing.
I'm telling you,
Good
he's got
point,
he got a whole bunch of money. Does he really want to take his mindset there when he could just be chilling? He plays golf like 7 hours a day, man. Like, come on.
It's good for your exercise, man. It's good. That's good for your. It's better. It's
let
better
me ask you. Let me ask all of you guys this question, man. Let me ask all of you guys this question. You know, Ernest, Boxing Learner, and Penny. You know, is Canelo Alvarez? Are we going to see him back at that top pound for pound spot again?
Still there.
Go ahead.
He's still there. He hasn't got off yet. Like, it's only one loss. He's still in the top 10. What have you taken him off the top 10? Have you?
No, I don't think he didn't lose his belt, but I think there's some other guys that have been vying for that spot for a while now. I think either Usyk or Terence Crawford. They should be either.
I think you should put either Usyk or Crawford. That's what I was ready to say. Usyk or Crawford. Ernest, what do you think, man? Do you think he should be at the top?
I'm not putting Crawford in. Who's he beating at 147? He beat no one. His best victory at 147.
He beat Sean Porter.
Right.
He beat Sean Porter, man. He knocked him out.
Dude, he had one foot in a retirement grave, man. Even he admitted that in his podcast.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. He said he was trying out acting. Like he was doing a lot of acting and stuff. I'm like, wow.
He is in a movie, I think. He did say that.
I know one thing. Y'all can say what the fuck y'all want. That wasn't no fucking acting that Sean Porter was doing when he got knocked out. I know that. That wasn't nothing acting about that.
His father stopped.
Yeah, he was hurting. Yeah. He was hurting though too.
Yeah, he could have kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
He would eventually got knocked out though.
So with this, so let me ask you guys. So Ernest, so what do you think? You think Canelo Alvarez should stay at that top pound for pound, or do you think that other fighters should get that top spot now that he's got dethroned by Bivol?
Absolutely, he got dominated. So why should he be number one?
Hey guys, don't take this the wrong way, but since I'm old school, I don't really care for pound. That's booger eating talk.
Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Okay. That's respectable though. So I mean, Boxing Learner, you're just joining. Ernest has some good points about saying that Bivol wins the rematch. And he's saying that if the gun would go ahead and say the same thing that you said to me. Say it to Boxing Learner, man. Me and Penny already answered your whole spiel, Ernest.
I'm saying
as well. Give it to Boxing Learner too, man.
If you had to give up your house if you lose, or a gun was pointed to your head, who would you pick in the rematch in September? At 175, I said Bivol.
That's easy. I picked him the first time. Yeah, so I picked him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Penny. That's two against Penny there.
Skill big man beat skill little man.
Hey, guys! You know when the David Diamante was giving out the scores and he said 115, 113 in all three judges, and the winner goes to. I was thinking that Bivol was going to get robbed because I thought I scored it 9-3, 8-4 at best, right? But when he read that score, I was thinking, "Oh my God, Bivol's going to get robbed." And I was kind of happy for him that he didn't.
That's true.
7-5, man, damn! Like that.
You just never know.
Actually, he did get robbed. He just Didn't get
Good
robbed
point.
enough.
Good
He didn't get
point.
robbed
Good
enough.
point. Good point, Ern. Good point. Good point. Very good point. Very good point.
The rematch would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Why do you say that though? Why do you guys, and why are you co-signing that, Boxing Learner? Why do you guys think the rematch is going to be easier? We're talking about the number one pound for pound fighter in the entire world.
But the
boxing.
stylistically, he's all wrong for Canelo. That's why. Stylistically wise, he's all wrong for Canelo.
Why is he all wrong, Boxing
Because he
Learner?
can everything wrong with Canelo. He does great. He can throw a shit ton of punches without getting tired. He's got great technique. He doesn't end up being he doesn't put his hands down. He's technically sound all the time. Sometimes Canelo does stuff that it's not technically sound, but it's effective. But he's always technically sound, Bivol.
Guys, why do y'all think they have weight classes? Honest question. Why do y'all think they have weight classes?
They got weight classes, like I said before all of y'all jumped on. I said they got weight classes because they don't want other fighters to get hurt, and that's why they need to stay in their weight class, in my personal opinion. But
Corey, like I was saying before, Canelo is not like Charlo and these guys and and Benavidez. He's cut from the same cloth as Pacquiao, so he's chasing legacy, right? As what the gentleman would just say, he's got enough money, so he doesn't need the money. He's got enough money in the bank. But what he does need is he needs a legacy so that people can remember him 100 years from now, because he's in that same generation as Pacquiao Mayweather. He fought Mayweather, right? So he knows those guys, what those guys achieved. And he wants to not only equal that, probably better that. He probably won't beat Pacquiao's 8 divisions because he doesn't have enough weight classes. But let me
ask you this. Before the fight Saturday night, and you were probably thinking it too once it was brought up, that Canelo may face Usyk. Are you thinking that after Saturday night?
I knew that was ridiculous the first time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought if he won that he would probably maybe go to cruiserweight, but I don't think that he would ever challenge a guy like Usyk. I think a lot of fans would think that he was gonna challenge Usyk because you gotta understand the cheesemo, the whole aura about Canelo Alvarez is so big. You know what I mean? So a lot of people think, and a lot of casuals are like, he can go up and beat Anthony Joshua. I mean, you had some fighters thinking that Canelo Alvarez was damn near invincible. I mean, I'm being honest.
Also, Canelo.
And this is the same guy. This is the same guy that they're talking about that lost to Floyd Mayweather. Respectfully.
Yeah. Corey. Canelo. He doesn't care about his aura or whatever. He's one of those guys that takes risk. In fact, Canelo is probably Canelo and AJ are probably the only fighters today that take risks and fight the best of the best. Like they've got that next man up mentality, right? So for us boxing fans, especially Ernest, who has been following boxing more than I do, a loss doesn't define you, mate. Even 2 losses doesn't define you. Sugar Ray Robinson lost 3 or 4 times. Sugar Ray Leonard lost 5 times.
But we don't live in that, Penny. We do not live in that age anymore. We live in the Floyd Mayweather age, and where undefeated records are put to the highest degree and to the highest level. You could be shit. You could have fought, cab drivers all the way up until you were 29-0, but people are like, oh, he's undefeated. Why doesn't Earl Spence fight him? You know what I mean? So it's just like that undefeated whole thing is it's a lot with that now. It's a lot with that. And when fighters have that loss, like look at the Charlo brothers. Let me just say this, Penny. Look at the Charlo brothers, Ernest and Boxing Learner and Penny. Mm-hmm. You got casual fans out here right now that know the difference between the Charlo brothers because one of them has a loss and one of them doesn't have a loss.
No,
I'm
no,
just
they know.
being honest. That's
No.
the point. That's the
No,
era we live in, man.
The difference between Mel and Jamel and Jamal is that Jamel he's the one that everyone looks up to because he's the one that taking the risk.
Right,
Like he
right,
lost to Harrison and then he beat him in the rematch, right?
right.
He's probably
Yeah.
fought he's another one like Jamel Charlo.
Yeah,
He's
he has
another one.
fought more. Yeah, he's fought more
That's what
good
I
fighters than his
like
brother.
him more than Jamal because Jamal, even though he's undefeated, who is he fought at 160?
No,
Porball?
one thing I will give Canelo though. One thing I will give Canelo, me being old school. Canelo fights 3 and 4 times a year.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
You gotta give him that. You gotta give him that.
yes. And so the reason these
And
guys
that's rare now.
the reason these guys get in trouble, look awful after shining, is because when you fight once a year or every other year, you have time to get in trouble. You don't have time to get out of shape.
True.
You don't have time to fine tune. You're not enough. Normally, when you fight 3 times a year, you may off and you're back in. You don't really have the time to shuck and jive. And I think that's one of the downfalls of the Floyd Mayweather era is that Floyd is an exception. Okay, can we just say that Floyd is an exception to the rule, and Floyd stayed in shape all the time.
Yep.
And but Floyd is an exception, and we should quit patterning ourselves after Floyd, trying to save our O's because it just doesn't happen. So I think these new guys who are coming up, these young guys who are really starting to make their move, I think you're going to start getting those 2 and 3, 4 fights a year. I think Jaron Ennis is the best 147 out there right now. I mean, that's just my opinion. So you have to stay busy. Canelo is a stay busy fighter, but Canelo the Floyd blueprint to pick and choose who he can beat now. I ain't mad at him because I don't know who talked him into signing for this fight with this guy, looking at the way this guy's fighting. And at 175, I mean, management probably should be fired for taking this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bad style matchup for Canelo, you guys.
Very
bad. I mean, like I said, Boxing Learner, you're just coming in. But like I was saying, that both of these guys, I'm like, Canelo Alvarez squeaked by Kovalev, to be honest, and Caleb Plant and Laura. Those are all fights. And the Laura fight, some people say he still lost, and the Triple G. Like it's so many fights that Canelo was in close with.
Yeah,
like
that's
where you didn't know which way the joint was win. Now Floyd Mayweather, you got the Castillo fight, and then you might got like 1 or 2 other fights, but that's it. You don't really know Floyd Mayweather being in like, oh, we don't know who won this fight, or he was ready to lose, but then he knocked the dude out. And it's like you don't have that aura with Floyd Mayweather. You got Floyd Mayweather kind of has that aura, like Ernest said, he's an exception to the rule. He kind of has that Jordan effect. Like it's like, man, you got to do some wild shit to be better than him, man. You gotta be really, really, really extremely good. Like, you know what I mean? So
wait, can I say something about Canelo?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You guys were talking about Pacquiao. Yeah, Pacquiao wanted to be great, but after that, but if you really watch that Margarito fight, he got seriously hurt to the body, and then after that, he talked to his management. He said he's not going to fight at 154 ever again, and he never did. So you gotta be realistic. You gotta know your limitations. And Manny Pacquiao,
what happened?
He got hurt to the body by Margarito in that 154 fight
in the 6th round.
He got hurt bad.
Yeah, in fact, his hand got caught on the ropes actually, and he went down, and he actually did a Thurman. He kept running away from Margarito. I think it was in the 6th or 7th round. Yeah, but the thing is, even welterweight is not Manny's weight class. His weight class is really 130, because he only rehydrates to 148. When he weighs 144, 145, whenever he fought at welterweight, he only rehydrates to 148, and that's because he has to eat 4 times a day just to get the weight up, and his opponents are always at 160, 165. Even Margarito, I think, weighed in at 165 in his fight at super middleweight. And Thurman, God knows what Thurman was. Geez, Thurman walks around at 180. I don't know what he rehydrated to when Pacquiao fought him.
So does Earl.
Yeah, Earl, man, Earl's big, man. He is big for 147. Boots as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You gotta learn your limitations. Like Pacquiao, after that, he's like, I'm never going up there again. And I think that's the way he should do. Canelo should do.
Wow,
No,
man.
I think Bivol's not a big puncher like Beterbiev, but I think Canelo can hang with these guys. He showed that on Saturday night. He can hang with them, man. Like it's not like if you see Canelo's face right
Oh
after,
my goodness!
like when Pacquiao fought. Remember when Pacquiao fought Miguel Cotto? Pacquiao's face, man. And look, Canelo looked like he could still kiss his girlfriend like after that fight.
Oh my goodness, man. Stop, man. Just stop, man.
Yo.
Did you see his face after when he was being interviewed?
I have seen his face. I saw the judge's card. That was good enough.
Oh, what'd you say, Ernest?
I said I saw the judge's card. I don't need to see his face.
Oh,
damn. And I'm gonna be honest, the judges. I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I had it wider than fucking 7-5. I had it 8-4.
I had 8-4. I had it 8-4.
I had it 8-4, you guys. I don't know what you guys scored. What you guys scored the fight?
9-3 Bivol.
Same.
And see, I scored it 8-4 for Bivol, but I didn't know that. You know, the judges, all three judges. That's another thing I want to ask all you guys. Do you guys think that it was what was it a coincidence that all of the judges had the same score, or do you guys think it was some type of fixing or something? I mean, it's like not a fix, but like it was just one of those things. Like all three judges had it the same exact way, and they were all three off by like 2 or 3 rounds. Like yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
Listen. Different judge fights different ways, and these 3 judges are probably similar in their career and how they score fights. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. They favor the offensive fighter, especially Las Vegas. Judges are always like that. And also, Bivol fought like he was 2 rounds behind already, like coming into the first round, and I like that. And you know what? He needed that attitude because, man, he needed those 2 rounds because if not, it would have been a draw, or he would have lost.
Yeah, he would have lost. He would have probably lost.
And another thing, guys, each camp, Bivol camps and Canelo camp, they approve the judges. The judges have to be approved by both camps.
Actually, the thing is, Bivol, they gave up everything. Basically, they didn't even negotiate. They just wanted the opportunity. They said, "Sure, we'll take anything because we want to fight this guy." Right. But they said they're gonna get a rematch because they some of the guys, one of the guys on YouTube, he talked to one of Bivol's people, and they said they were not happy with the judges at all. The ones.
Wow.
Yeah. Same thing. Haney did the same thing to Kambosos. They pretty much agreed to everything.
I mean, I think, I don't know. You guys keep talking about Bivol is going to win this rematch, man. I just think it's going to be a lot harder than what both Ernest and Boxing Learner thinks. I just think right now, you guys, I think it's way too soon to just be like, oh, Bivol is going to beat him in a rematch and all of that. I really think you should give Canelo a little bit more credit than you guys are giving him. I know he shouldn't be at this 175-pound weight division. But let me ask you guys, let me tell you guys, not only let me ask you guys, let me tell you guys this. If Canelo is good as we think he is, or if Canelo is one of the best fighters, or if not the best fighter in the world, the best fighter in the world will make a way to find a way to win in the rematch. I'm just saying.
Corey.
I'm just saying, man.
Corey.
If you're the best fighter in the and so many experts' minds and thoughts, If you're the best fighter, the pound for pound, out of over thousands and thousands of fighters, you're number one, numero uno.
Right.
If you can't go in a rematch, okay, which a fight that you did win some rounds in, if you can't get it right in the rematch, are all of those experts wrong about that?
Yes.
Or I'm just saying, like, I'm being honest. And that's about 80% of the boxing community.
Okay.
I know you guys pick. So let me ask you guys this. Since you guys got so much to say about the rematch, who did Ernest and Boxing Learner and Penny pick in the first fight?
I pick Bivol.
Don't answer it all at one time, you guys.
I pick Bivol.
I pick Canelo by unanimous decision.
Okay, and Boxing Learner and Ernest?
I pick Bivol.
Bivol.
Bruh, come on, bruh.
I did. I called into a show. I even called into a show and said I picked Bivol. I did it twice. I said Bivol. I'm like, because I read ESPN.
So you guys are the 20% or the 10% out there that pick Bivol.
Every poll I saw, I picked Bivol by
10% in the boxing community. I got both of the guys on my show right now.
You said 20%. Now you changed it to 10.
I mean, it was 5-1 though, and then some places had it 7-1. So it's like you know what I mean? Like,
but I've been known about Bivol though. I remember reading the ESPN article, and then about Canelo's potential opponents, and they said he could beat everybody except this guy. I'm saying, really? So I started researching him, and I figured out 2 years ago this guy was all wrong for Canelo.
My stance is when I first called in, I always thought that Canelo's was at 168. I thought Floyd could go to 1 and win a fight, which he never did. You know, he was that wise. And I do think size matters. I mean, and I don't think Canelo can get a championship again at 175. I'm just sorry. That's why I didn't pick him to win.
Yeah, size does matter. But for special fighters like Pacquiao, Canelo, and Mayweather, sometimes that analogy doesn't work. He proved that against Kovalev.
It worked Saturday night.
Yeah. He's got another chance in September.
And it's not going. He's going to lose. He's going to lose.
That's a big risk.
Okay, Penny. Okay,
that's a big risk, though.
I like that.
Yeah, he'll take that risk, man. Canelo is not. He's not, dude. He's not Mayweather, man. He'll take that risk.
Yeah. We give him an A+ for risk, but he's gonna lose again. He's gonna lose again.
Why are you so confident, Ernest, that he's gonna lose again? Like you in Boxing Learner. I don't know if Boxing Learner is that confident.
Well, I've been following. I'm 60 years old, guys. Rematches normally doesn't pan out for the guy who lost the first time.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Rematches normally don't pan out for the guy who lost easy the first time.
Yeah.
I remember when Holyfield first won the cruiserweight championship before he moved to heavyweight. He fought Dwight Muhammad Kwawi. Kwawi was favorite. That was back during the 15-round fights. Holyfield beat him by unanimous decision, I think, the first fight, right? They had a rematch maybe 6 months later. Holyfield's still at cruiserweight. And I thought it was going to be a 50-50 fight again. Holyfield KO'd him in the 4th round. Rematches normally don't. If you lose easily the first time, you're probably going to lose easily the second time.
But like Penny said, he made, I believe, like Penny said, he said, in the Duran and the Sugar Ray Leonard, there was a different outcome in the rematch.
Yeah, Holyfield.
That's a really good fair.
Right, but Duran did not win that first fight easy though. That's my point. Duran did not.
Just saying, all I'm saying is just saying that it almost never happens. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it does happen, and what Penny's trying to tell you is that it does happen to special fighters.
Right.
And
we already went over the Sugar Ray Leonard example, though. We went over the Sugar Ray Leonard example, and we know Sugar Ray the first fight did not fight Sugar Ray's fight. He fought the
But
Rand fight.
let me ask you guys this. Like I said, Box and Learn for you got here. Mike Tyson said that Canelo Alvarez is gonna win the rematch because all he has to do is use his jab, which he did not use in the first fight.
But
He said the jab will control Bivol, and he will not be able to, get off all of those punches like he was in the first fight. That's what Mike Tyson said.
Canelo knocked him out too.
Hold on. Let me say about Canelo. Canelo's never been really a jabber. He's never been a jabber. He needs
cold-blooded, man.
He needs to throw a career high jab to even get close to beating Bivol, and he has to step in with the jab and close the distance. Yes. And he got slow feet. He got cement feet. So that's not his game. That's not his game.
He hasn't got slow feet, man.
Compared to Bivol, he does.
What? You think so? What?
Yeah.
That's because I think he went up too high. He probably needs to go to 172, maybe.
We've gone down this road before, man.
Yeah, but he can take Bivol's punches, though. You saw
not at 172. He can't. Stop.
Canelo's got a chin, bro. He's got a chin.
Oh my God, yo, this shit is funny, yo.
I've never seen him really wobble. Maybe Abner Carter, which was like 15 years ago.
This is oh my goodness.
When have you seen Canelo get knocked down? When? Never, right? When have you seen Canelo get knocked down? Never.
It doesn't matter. He's going to lose the fight, even if he doesn't get knocked down.
Exactly.
No. The issue was, can he take Bivol's punch at 172?
The issue is he going to win the rematch? No.
No. Hey, you're going from one issue to another, bro. Like the issue is, can he take Bivol's punch at 172?
Penny is coming in today. I like that.
Yes,
I like that, Penny. He's got a
chin.
He's got a chin. He's gonna take a punch. He can take the punches. He's gonna take a lot of them, and he's gonna lose.
Well, I think Canelo. In all due respect, I do think that Canelo is a good enough fighter to make an adjustment, right? Because he's that guy. He's a superstar, right?
It won't matter.
Bivol, he was never in the conversation of being like a superstar until now. Like, and it's only one fight. Like,
but Canelo gave him the opportunity, because he would have been.
Hey, you guys, shout out to the chat, you guys. Crypto Colors in the chat saying Mayweather and Laura beat Canelo easy with boxing skills. Don't forget. And now Bivol beat Canelo with defense and size.
Yeah, I was there for the
about that. What do you guys say to that?
I was there at the Mayweather Canelo fight. Yes, I agree. Mayweather did beat him, but not Lara. In the championship rounds, Canelo brought it to Lara. You can't just keep going backwards and think that you're going to win the fight, dude. Sometimes, what part of the scoring points is also effective aggressiveness. He had 0 in that fight at Lara. So yeah, it was a close fight, I admit, but I think Canelo won that in a very close fight. There's no way that Lara dominated Canelo. No way.
It was close, but I thought I won.
Sorry.
So you said Lara won?
I thought Canelo won against Lara, but even in a win, you can still be exposed.
That's true. That's why I like about Mayweather. Mayweather, when he was fighting super aggressive, when he was starting to he got hurt sometimes, and he started, you know what? Let me change up my plan. You don't have to lose to change up your game, to change up your style, or make the correct adjustments. Even in the win, you can make big mistakes.
But I do Canelo being busy. I mean, I really like that. I really like him staying busy.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys this though. Do you guys think that Canelo Alvarez, can do better in the rematch? Or
Maybe
do
a
you
little
guys
bit
think
better.
it'll be a worse beating for Bivol? Maybe possibly a stoppage. The way you guys are talking.
I
He'll
think he
do a
could.
little bit better in the beginning.
I think he can do better,
Hold
but I
on, one
think
at a
Bivol's
time.
going
You
to do
got what you
better.
guys saying?
I think he can do better, but I think Bivens can do better too.
Mm.
So that's a wash.
Wow.
I think he'll do better in the beginning. You know, he'll start out strong. He won't throw too many hard punches, you know, but eventually Bibel's going to turn it up because if he feels like it's actually closer, then he'll probably do more to separate himself.
Wow. So you guys think, wow.
Hey, Corey, you know what Mike Tyson was saying where he needs
Oh
to
goodness.
where he needs to throw more jabs. I don't think that's enough because Bivol's got a long reach. If
That's
both of them jab at the same time, Bivol will get there first. I think another key, yes, he needs to throw more jabs, but he also needs to do more feints because when you throw to a counter puncher, they become stagnant because they don't know whether that first or second punch is the real punch. Kind of like what if you look at what Pacquiao did to Marquez, Pacquiao always had feints. That's why Marquez could never beat him. Pacquiao would always outpunch Marquez because Pacquiao would throw feints and then he would throw his combinations. When you throw feints, right, Marquez would always remain stagnant because he didn't know. Like he didn't know whether that first punch was the one. You know what I mean? So I think I think the jab, he needs to add another like feints as well. In my personal opinion, I don't think the jab will be enough because Bivol can out jab him.
He can't do all that with all that weight on him for 12 rounds. He can't.
That's
He's not
true.
a natural 175 pounder. He can't do that. We're wishing on a star.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're wishing on a Canelo star.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Bill will say he wants to go down. He wouldn't mind going down to 168. I still think that would be a bad choice because I think he's a small light heavyweight, and I don't think he would have a problem fighting.
He's not going down to 168. He's just talking. His management won't let him.
No, that's not good, man. Not 168. Now, that's a disadvantage. He'll be weight drained at that weight.
No, it's not going to happen.
Even though he said that he can make 168, which he probably can, but man, that would. Oh my God, he's gonna get weight drained, dude, because he's a natural 175er.
Oh, well, but I knew back then when he said that, I knew he wanted the opportunity so bad.
Yeah,
I'm like, out of all the guys.
Remember when Chad Dawson wanted to fight Andre Ward, and Andre Ward, well, no, I'm not going to 175. You come down to fight in my weight class. And look what happened to Chad Dawson. He ran out of steam because it was weight drain. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys though, man. I see what Ernest is saying, and I see what what I'm saying. Boxing Learner is saying with picking Bivol because I feel like you guys. Why are you pick? I know you guys said a little bit, but is one of the main reasons why you guys are picking Bivol in the rematch? Because I'm trying to understand you guys' analogy. Like, do you guys think that Bivol is gonna win mostly because of the size difference, or where are you guys coming with that?
The style, the clash of styles. He's all wrong for Canelo.
What do you mean for the style though? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is Canelo like? You say his feet.
He struggles with pure boxers. He struggles with pure boxers, and Bivol can be a pure boxer when he wants to be, and he's mastered both pure boxing and boxing punching, and he got good feet. So that's why I thought he was, and he's strong. He doesn't use his strength, but he's strong. So it will take a lot to break through his defense.
Wow.
And he tired himself out trying to do that. He tired himself trying to do that.
Man, what do you think, Ernest? I mean, do you think the same exact way Boxing Learner does?
I do. And the size. I don't think you can have one without the other. Skill and the size. I mean, you said at the beginning, the weight class is for a reason, man. We keep trying to wash over this. I mean, a big skill man, a little skill man.
Skill man, yeah, you're right, and it's time and time again. So let me ask you guys this: since all of you guys are saying this about Canelo Alvarez, let me ask you guys a real question. Do you guys think that Canelo, I mean, this goes for the whole 175-pound division. Do you guys think Canelo Alvarez has bitten off a little bit more than he can chew?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. You keep on asking us the same question. We keep on saying that that's not his weight class.
I know, but it's
think,
like, dude, I just feel like the way you guys are talking, I feel like you guys are saying it like Canelo can't change. Canelo can't adapt.
I'm not
Canelo
saying he can't
you
adapt, but
reinvent. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like you guys
I'm
are
not saying
stagnant on
that.
the size difference, you know?
I'm not saying that he can't adapt, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to get the win. Like I think Joe Smith Jr. can knock him out. People don't believe me. I've been telling people that for a while. I think Joe Smith Jr. if he fights Canelo, he'd knock him out.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Just
he can.
the technicality alone.
He can.
And I respect Joe Smith Jr. But
No,
just the technical,
I'm telling you,
bro,
man.
I know size can win fights, but
Not just that,
point,
but Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith Jr. He's been throwing a lot more punches lately, and he's been trying to straighten up his technique. I'm like,
so who you got winning? So let me ask you this then: since you're so high on Joe Smith Jr., who you got winning in the Joe Smith Jr. versus Beterbiev?
I'm not high on Joe Smith Jr. I just think that he can't beat that Canelo can't beat him, and I think he has the possibility to win. Because I think that Artur Beterbiev, he's getting old, man. He's like 37 years old. He's getting old.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna slow down in that fight.
So you think Joe Smith Jr. is gonna win?
Yeah, I think he's gonna win.
Oh man, do you bet money on fights or?
I do. I was broke. If I wasn't broke, I would have bet on Bibble. I was saying that Bibble was gonna win, but
bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, boxing learner, I need you to get your grind up and I need you to get some fucking money together because Corey Lee Boxing is betting the shit out of you when that fight goes down. So I don't know what you got to do, rake some leaves or what. Get your money together. Get as much money as you can get together, and I guarantee you I'll be right there. Cash app the fuck out of me. I guarantee you.
Corey, just ask him to use his Bivol proceeds because obviously he bet on Bivol when he won.
I told you I didn't have any money. I wasn't even thinking about it. To be honest with you,
Penny with the comeback.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, why? I'm like, wait a minute. I picked Bivol on every poll. Why didn't I bet on him? I'm like, damn, I messed out because
So let me ask you guys this. So Ernest and Boxing Learner, neither one of you guys bet on Bivol, and you
forgot about
picked him to win.
I forgot about betting because I
forgot
bet
about
a while ago. I had bet a while ago and wanted this guy to win, but he didn't win. So I was like, let me leave betting alone. Let me just enjoy boxing. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't do it. Like you just sometimes in life you just make decisions that you like. Why did I do that? I should have just bet on Bibble. I'm like, I would have. So many people won like $100,000 on Bibble. I'm like, that could have been that guy.
Floyd bet 10 grand on Bivol. Ended up winning like 52,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Floyd got money off of this. Yeah, Floyd.
Yeah, he got the receipts. I'm surprised actually Floyd only bet 10,000. Like usually he does like $1 million or like 100 or 300,000. Like
I know a guy who won 100,000 on Bivol. Another guy that won 25,000 on Bivol. If you know your boxing, you can make a lot of. And if you bet, you can make a lot of money because there's a lot of guys that are popular and they just come in as a favorite. But there's guys that are better than them, and if they do fight these guys, just bet on the better skilled guy and you make a lot of money. I don't know why I didn't bet on Bivol, man.
Ernest, you didn't bet on the fight, man. You had Bivol winning. I mean, what?
No, man, I lost too much money this year in cryptocurrency. I wouldn't bet, man.
yeah. Damn, man. Well, man, I want to. Hey, look, you guys. I really gotta say, man, it was a pleasure talking to you guys tonight. I mean, this morning. But Corey Lee has to get some shutout, man. I haven't been to sleep since yesterday because I work overnight. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little nap.
Hey,
man.
Corey. Hey, Corey.
What's up, you guys?
Before you leave, what about this weekend with Charlo? Who you got on that one?
Oh, the Charlo. Okay, man. So we can talk about the Charlo real quick. The Charlo versus Castano fight.
Undisputed.
Wow, man. Undisputed, you guys. I'm so glad you brought that up, Ernest, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I really truly think that this is a style of clashes, like Boxing Learner said in a previous fight we were talking about. This is a clash of two different styles, but it's so crazy because this is my analogy about this fight. You're racing and two guys take separate starts, okay? But they finish at the exact same point at the exact same time. That's how the first fight went. It was a draw in my eyes too. I feel like, the fight could have went either way. It was a very, very close fight. And I feel like this next fight, I feel like Charlo is going to go for that knockout. I know it's been in his mind. He does not like losing. That one loss to Tony Harrison, he said he didn't even fucking enjoy Christmas. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys when I tell you guys about Canelo and how is he going to take this rematch, okay? Because there's levels to this shit, okay? When you take an L and you take an L the way Charlo took his L, you come back 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? In one fucking fight. It can happen. It can really happen. And he took it to Tony Harrison. He didn't let Tony Harrison take it to him. He took it straight to him. And that's how Canelo's going to have to do to Bivol in the next fight. But that's a whole nother story. As far as this Charlo versus Castano 2 goes, I got Charlo winning by knockout. Ice season.
Yeah, I got the same.
You guys can break it down, man, the way you guys want to, man. The platform is all three of you guys.
I agree. I agree.
I got the same. Charlo late KO.
I think it's gonna be a decision.
Really? Wow, you guys are agreeing? Wow. Okay.
This decision for Charlo. I think you guys are underestimating Castano. He's a well-schooled guy, man. He's been around. When he got hurt, he started using lateral movement so Charlo couldn't really capitalize. I think Charlo's gonna beat him on points, and I think that he said he's gonna use angles in this fight, and he didn't really throw the jab because Charlo let him in the front door. I think he's gonna be using the jab.
I thought Castagna won the first half of the fight, and I thought Charlo came back in the second half. I feel like he's gonna continue that in the second in the rematch. I feel like he's got the momentum on his side.
He's gonna win he's gonna either win a majority decision or UD, Charlo.
Okay.
Charlo, okay, man. So you guys are pretty much are you guys picking knockout? Or Ernest, you picking knockout?
I'm picking knockout, but I can see a decision, but I'm picking knockout.
Yeah, I'm picking knockout.
What round you think, Ernest? What round you think?
I don't know, probably 6.
Oh, that early? I've got it like 11, 12, somewhere around.
Yeah, that's more likely 11, 12 to get if he's gonna get a knockout. Or he could make a mistake early and Charlo could capitalize. He did make a mistake early last time and he got hit hard. But he got a good high guard defense, Castano.
I think Charlo can cut him up and make him bleed, and I think they might stop it on cuts in 6. That's how
Castagna doesn't strike me as like a Maidana who's got a super great chin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's a little vulnerable.
Yeah, he is. But he was able to survive using lateral movement and not letting him capitalize on his punches and using the high guard backing up, which is a great way to take the steam off your punches. So he's very schooled, even though he is a pressure fighter, a better pressure fighter than he is boxer.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight. Where is that fight? Is that in Las Vegas or where?
Carson, California.
Oh, at the StubHub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a place where if you want a bam burner top of a fight, that's the place to be. And there's so many great fights in that arena.
And Jaron Ennis is also going to fight too against
another cut.
Huh?
Yeah, that'll be a massacre.
Who's he fighting?
Custio Clayton.
That's gonna be a massacre.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know, it's going to be interesting because Custio Clayton, he's a back foot fighter, so he doesn't really engage that much. So it'll be interesting to see what he does, what Geronimo does to get him.
Boots needs to fight someone like Avanesian, someone who can give him a bit of a test, or maybe fight Conor Benn or something. I don't know. Like
Conor Benn is going to get his ass whooped.
Conor Benn turned that they turned that fight down. They don't want Boots.
Or maybe Keith Thurman. Maybe Keith Thurman needs to give some of these guys.
Keith Thurman turned the fight down. He don't want Boots.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to fight Boots.
My opinion on Conor Benn is I think he's gonna get beat a lot, bro. He's gonna get beat a lot. Like they talk about he wants to fight Ramirez 140, that 140 pounder. I don't think he can beat Ramirez. I think Ramirez is gonna beat him.
You fight Josh Taylor at 147.
No. Conor Benn is like a welterweight Frank Bruno.
No, actually he fights a lot like his dad, but I just think he's just not that skilled. He tries to do as much. He tries to do the bob and weave defense, you know, but he's not as skilled as his dad, and you know he's small too. So on top of that, I just think there's a lot of
Hey, Ernest, back in 1988, I think it was when Frank Bruno fought Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
there was a point there. I remember vividly that Frank Bruno hurt him with a left hook, and he staggered Mike a little bit, and he was going for the kill, and he ran out of energy. And then, like a couple of rounds later, it was him that got knocked out.
Yeah, that happens to Bruno a lot back in the day. I mean,
also it happened to when he fought Lennox Lewis too. He was winning that fight until he got caught.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, the fight you're gonna get hit. You might, but you gonna fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, guys. I mean, Lennox Lewis was a beast. I mean, Lennox Lewis got knocked out twice. So.
Yep. Yeah. Against B class fighters too.
Yeah, but what happened?
The rematch, he dominated him.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. But he should. But he's not that great. He shouldn't be knocked out by B class fighters though.
You have an off night. You have an off night.
He had a whole bunch of fights. So he had off nights, and sometimes he could lose focus. If he lose focus, that's the best way to knock out Lennox Lewis.
I mean, let's look at it. Ali down by Chuck Webner. Come on.
Yeah, but he didn't lose though. Yeah, he got knocked down, but he didn't lose.
I knocked down by Chuck Webner. I mean, that's Henry Cooper. I mean,
yeah. Henry Cooper knocked him down bad.
Yeah, but Ali was great, and he was able to come back from that in that same fight. He didn't need a rematch.
True.
That's the difference between Ali and Lennox Lewis.
Right. That's true. But what happened? What happened match with Hussein Rahman? The greatest 1-2 I ever seen in my life was the 1-2 he knocked down Rahman with.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that it's going to be a great fight, but I think Charlo's going to win by decision, and I think eventually Boots is going to knock out Custio.
Yeah. I think that's a given. That one.
Yeah.
Corey,
all right, guys, I gotta go.
All right, man, I think Corey fell asleep already. Corey, you still there?
No, he's gone. I think
he's gone.
Corey fell asleep already.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
Hey, I'm talking to you too. Hey, come back next time, yeah?
All right,
I will.
All right, man. See you guys.
All right, bye.